Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Online Karting League. This is our South African Championship. This is the start of the 2025 season. I'm Sean Lepsch, and I'll be joined in the commentary booth by Kyle Lawrence. Kyle, wow, what an exciting start. We are going to get going with some mega racing for this year.
Yeah, hello, Shan. What a place to actually start the South African Championship here at Zwartkops Raceway, the only karting circuit in Southern Africa at the moment that has hosted a international event in the past few years. 2002, the Rotax Grand Finals were here, but tonight, online and virtually, it'll be the start of the OKL South African Championship. A lot of good work got into this track, though, Shan. I mean, even to the buildings on the outside. We can see Lee Thompson's workshop down at Turn 2 of the main circuit as we go into Turn 2 of the kart circuit. Really well put together track here.
Yeah, laser scan track. We've gone out last year to do a drone scan of the area, so we try to get the textures on the surface and all that a little bit more accurate. But I do believe there's been a lot of work in the last couple of weeks happening on the track. Did that change the surface, what it looks like, or is it just cleaner?
Well, the surface is obviously a lot darker now. They've laid a layer of bitumen over the original surface. Unfortunately, though, they had some issues with the bitumen lifting. But Jeff Van Roy and the team there at Zwartkops Kart Circuit put a lot of work into clearing it clean and getting it ready for their first club, which will happen on the 8th at Zwartkops Raceway. So they put a lot of effort in to try and make sure it's ready, but the surface is now clean, nice and dark, and ready for more karts to go and terrorize it throughout the season.
So what you're saying, Kyle, is we need to go out there once again, do another drone flight just to update the surface.
Yeah, look, at the moment, I mean, you've still got the lines we had there from the first surface. You can even see the concrete patches that were put in from the original surface repair. That's now all being cleaned up and redone. So a couple of the bumps. The one thing that blew my mind, because I haven't been on KLP for a very long time, Shane. I've been in the booth with you, but not in the kart. You somehow convinced me to do Masters. I don't know how you did that, but I've been on this track. And down to the bumps, the circuit is accurate, because this is very much from when I was in DD2 Masters at the stage. And even the little bump as you go into the long left-hander after the pit corner is there. So really well put together.
Yeah, apologies about that. I just had to swap over. Yes, it is a really awesome track. 100 times better than the first version. The first version we built obviously was not laser scanned. So when we got the opportunity to rebuild the track, there was a lot more detail. The whole dynamic of this track just changed. Look at all the juniors going out for qualifying. For some reason, they are just hovering about.
Yeah, this is a bit of who's going to lead it out, who's going to be giving the tow. Tyrone Shuttleworth there, or it's Matthew Shuttleworth, just using his brother's name for this race. He doesn't want to be the kart in front, but it looks like he's stuck there. Someone's disappeared off into the distance, and I think that might be Alexandra. So he's doing well to get out away from this tow, but it's going to be difficult for him to put a lap in by himself. The one thing I noticed on the circuit, the tow is massive. I don't know if with the Mini it is as high as what it is with the senior karts, but 2/10 a lap, Shan, you can find in tow. So the group behind him, they're all going to be towing each other around, looking to get the fastest lap they can get in 9 minutes. But some proper drivers here in terms of South African karting. Max Boshoff from the Western Province, Mini-Max champion this past year from Extreme Karting. We've got Matthew Shuttleworth, just returned from Sano, where he competed in the Mini-Max category, Micro-Max category at the Grand Finals. Great showing from him. He was in the top 5 all the time. Alexandra, who we're on board with now, he is from the Western Province as well, and a front runner in his class there in Western Province. So a lot of top drivers here. Shan, you know, we're early in qualifying, 8 minutes to go. But any sort of bets you want to place here, or provisional polls you want to put out there?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't look past the two Cape Townian drivers, Max Boshoff as well as Ruan Victor. They were going toe-to-toe this whole 2024 season. So, you know, these two boys, I think Max won it literally at the end of the year, the very last race. There was a couple points between them. So if I had to bet, it would probably be between them. Of course, the junior world champion in OKL has moved up to the senior. So Deacon Ulifier is out of the junior category. There's a couple guys actually moved up this year. But who do we have? We've got Liam Tekiso. I've seen him. He was quick in the World Champs last year. His first season in OKL South Africa. So I guess let's see what Tekiso does. Yeah,
Tekiso, I think from the KLP stable you were saying, Shan. So that's the ICANN management group. headed up by Elijah Gumbi. He
that
looks
would be,
after
Miso Tapedi, rather.
Mr. Tapedi. So I'll get my plug in there anyway for you, Elijah. He was one of the original founders of this. You know, got in touch with you, got this going, and got it to the level that it is. So a lot of drivers using this not only to come and do the OKL League, but for practice, for extra seat time. Today, right now, it's been raining. The weather's been terrible. Couldn't use FK. Why not get a few laps in at Zwartkops before you go for the race? Zach Hindley, though, just getting caught up by a bit of oversteer moment. He was in a good place to get a good tow from... looked like Ruan Victor, but Ruan Victor at the moment, 47-1. Alexander Prazovic, 47-157 is the pole. He is ahead by 0.058. 6 minutes left to go. Max Boshoff not far off, though, 0.2. But to get a lap right on the circuit with the curves and the way you've got to climb them and ride them, it is so difficult to be pinpoint accurate and get that perfect time. Ruan Victor, though, 46-947. So the times are dropping. It was a 0.05 gap. It's now 0.2. So Ruan Victor, definitely. I've seen him on the server. He's been putting in the laps, and it looks to be working for him.
One thing we will see, Kyle, is I waited until the very last moment to boot up the server. So the kids had 10 minutes to lay the rubber down. So that means qualifying. This track will evolve and evolve and evolve throughout this qualifying and even the race. So these guys, all they need to do is stay on the track throughout the whole quali and just pump in the laps. Their last couple laps is where we're going to see them tumble down their timing sheets a little bit more.
The big difference here as well is obviously from the setup point of view, we ran open setups for the World Finals, for the World Championship. For the South African Series, however, it is a fixed setup. So you cannot change your setup. You cannot tune it in any way, shape, or form. So the karts evolve together. So as the session goes on, your laps will tumble. We've already seen it now. Ruan Victor down into a 46.8. He's taken another 10th off that time. And that gap already up to 0.2 from Ruan. So he's been putting in the laps and putting in the time. Max Boshoff crossed the line. He's gone a 10th better, but it's still 3/10 off the pace. 5 minutes left to go. So about 4 laps here, we will start seeing what the pole time will possibly be. Shan, you were talking to me about the bodywork. Obviously, in the seniors, we're running all our brands. But here, they've got a selection of 3. And is there any particular reason for that, Shan?
Yeah, so we have removed all the plastics, or all the liveries, rather, from the carts because we are building the new 2025 plastics. That means that the new... Well, the KG508 from the senior moving down into the mini setup. That one we have already scanned. It's being developed. The new senior KG body kits, all of that is currently being developed. Once that's done, we'll hand over the paint template to our graphics designers. We've got two of them right now. They will be focusing on all the factory liveries, and the other one will be focusing on team liveries. So we are going to be releasing an epic amount of factory quality, high quality liveries. We try to remove all of the people just making their own liveries, and really we're taking away the quality of our body kits. So yeah, this time around we've changed it up, and we will have all of the best liveries in Karapi 100%.
Yeah, you want to look as close to the IRL cart that you drive at home, and also maybe a Heroes cart. Maybe you want to be part of the factory team, and that's the livery you want to roll. Max Bushel, but looked like a pretty clean lap. He's going to cross the line now. Head down, over the line he goes. It's no improvement for him just yet. So still down in 3rd place. Alexander Prazovic, he is in that 2nd place, but still 2/10 of a second. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching karting for the first time, but 2/10 of a second is massive in karting. Daniel Rusinde, he's been having issues with his pedals. I have spoken to him over the week to try and resolve it. We did see it in the World Finals as well. It looks like, though, he has resolved as much of that issue as he can. He's only half a second of the pace, down in 4th place. So these minis are very, very close together. We've got a 2-second gap. And guys, this sim itself, in terms of getting a lap time in, being consistent and being fast, is an incredibly difficult achievement around a circuit as technical as Zwartkops.
Yeah, it is an absolutely epic track. Honestly, this is one of the favorite tracks of the South African kids in KRP. I know in real life, most drivers that have been to the roller coaster of Idubi will say that is their favorite track, not because of it being a good racing track, because of it being such a roller coaster and just taking the best out of every driver. But Zwartkops, when it comes to KRP, everybody loves racing here. The racing is epic. On the minis, the tow is so strong. You said 2/10 earlier, Kyle. You're probably going to gain about 3/10 to a half a second, actually, on the mini when it's fixed setup. So, it gets crazy.
Yeah, in that, just speaking about technicality of that track, and Ruan Victor now all of a sudden turns a 46.8 to a 46.7. So what was a 3/10 gap is now a 4/10 gap for Max Borshoff, and he finds himself dropping down to that 4th place. Daniel Resende, he's sorted out all those issues clearly, and he's moved himself up into the top 3 here in qualifying. Is that Jake Stain just getting in the way there of Matthew Shuttleworth? Matthew Shuttleworth trying to get a toe from our current pole sitter, Ruan Victor. But Jake Stain putting pay to that. He wants the toe. He wants to get in behind Ruan and see if he can better his lap time. Matthew, though, a bit of contact from the two of them. Unfortunate there. And again, a little bit of a, excuse me, sir, I'd like that toe. I wonder if our stewards will be having a look at that. Jake Stain just getting himself going again. But Ruan, super smooth. A lot of curb there out of the tunnel corner. We do use that curb IRL, but it's the first curb we use. We were talking about favorites of the circuit. This, unfortunately, though, definitely not one of my favorite circuits IRL. I've never really had a good showing here at Zwartkops, but I think that's more just because of height and grip. But Ruan Victor trying to get in another flyer. He's already got 2/10 on the field. He doesn't need to panic too much to get past Zach Henley here. Zach maybe would be wise, move over, let him through, and get a toe for the last minute of this session.
There'll only 2 more laps, yeah.
So there'll be 2 more laps there. Zach Henley will do well to hang on to the back here of Ruan Victor, try and move himself up the field. He's 1.9 seconds away at the moment. What a great shot that was. Through the tunnel we go. Ruan Victor, apex on the inside, over the curb on the outside. Let's see if there's any mistakes on this lap. Into the pit corner, a big bump on the curb. You don't want to get too close, as Henley does there into the left-hand sweep. Not a usual corner. You don't go outside, inside. You try and hug the apex as much as possible. This is important. This is the drive up the hill, down the back straight. It's flat out all the way through for these minis. All the way around this final corner, which was adjusted recently. It used to be a double apex left-hander. Now a very, very fast sweep onto the main straight. Across the line goes Ruan Victor. I don't think there'll be an improvement. He had to make a pass. So a 46.709 is the time to beat. 0.2 is the gap between himself and second place. All bar shouting, 13 seconds left to go. Jake Stain will get another lap. Daniel Resende will get another lap as well. We have a look at... Well, that's that lap for Daniel and Jake. Kind of ruined it. I don't think they'll be getting any fast times out of that. Ruan Victor, he'll be coming across to take the checkered flag now. See if he can improve at that time. Henley was unfortunate in being, Alexander Prazovic doesn't think he'll go faster. He's put it in the pits. So that is as fast as he will go. He was our closest contender to Ruan Victor, unless Max Borshoff or Daniel Resende can pull something out the bag. Max has closed the gap. He's only 2/10 off the pace at the moment. No, he's into the pits. So that will bring close to our qualifying. I don't see anybody else able to do that. 3:34.854, the last 2 to cross the line. No changes for that. So provisionally, that is our starting order for our pre-final. Pre-final doesn't count points towards the day's racing. However, it does give you your starting position for the final. So qualifying, not all that important. You can move yourself up the grid in the pre-final. Speaking of the grid, though, we're on the grid now. Matthew Shuttleworth just slightly out of position, but they will get
disqualification
on a warm-up lap.
I think the COC didn't have the password to join, so I'll quickly do a restart there for him. He's back.
Carl van Rooyen.
Yeah.
Race good.
I only saw his message now. Of course, a bit difficult to keep an eye on the messages as well as the stream, so apologies there, Carl.
They will do one warm-up lap, Shan, I'm assuming, if you're going to run very similar to what the World Finals were.
No rolling. It's no rolling starts. We are going when the lights
standing start straight to racing. Right, standing start straight to racing. Something a bit different, but that is how the sim is set up. It is the easiest way to get the kids going. Difficult to get them into the habit of doing a warm-up lap. We're going to wait for the lights to come up. It looks like everybody is on the grid. And our pole sitter, Ruan Victor. Oh, we've lost a driver. That was Max Borshoff. He's left. Hopefully he will rejoin. DSQ. So he obviously moved. We're going to have another restart. Yeah, Max. So if you just... if you get off the brake at any point during this procedure, the lineup procedure, you will be given a jump start penalty. So unfortunately, Max just getting off the brake there a little bit too early. Young driver from the Western Province, supported by Jason Kutzer. He is his driver coach and racing with the Extreme team. He is also getting ready for his first regional on the 8th of February at Kalani. So if you want to see some IRL karting, that is the place to be on Saturday, the 8th of Feb. But for now, though, we are here at OKL. It is round 1 of the South African Championship. It is the pre-final. This will be their starting position for the final. Lights are out, and we go racing. Head down straight away for Ruan Victor. But a great start from Alexander. Is he going to try and do the round the outside? He's not. Daniel Resende trying to close off on Max Boshoff, and a little bit of argy-bargy in the background there. Again, Matthew Shuttleworth, and I think it looked like Zach Hindley got him coming together there. But the front 4, the front 5, front 6 seem to be all in the group now. Petty just behind that now, down into pit corner. Alexander Prazovic, he knows how fast Ruan Victor is. He's going to look to try and get past early. But Ruan saying, just follow me and let's go. Let's not let Daniel Resende and Max Boshoff get back into the toe with us. But already, Ruan Victor, 2 kart lengths through the double right. He's managed to pick up, but there's that toe shan. You can see it as they go down the back straight. He's pulling it back in. He's going to be on the bumper of him by the time they get to turn 1.
Boshoff centered into that double left. Amazing. But Resende is going to get the toe on him now. He's going to just go straight back. Is he going to? No! He's going to send it. Yes.
Change the lead, though. Max Boshoff goes down to 4th. It does. Daniel Resende does go down the inside, but they're dicing up front. It's Prazovic currently leading from Victor. He got the move done with that toe. So Ruan Victor may have 2 tenths of pace from qualifying, but he's got to break the toe. Straight away, defensive goes Alexandra into the pit corner. That stops Ruan Victor from getting past him. This is going to allow these two tripping over each other. Is going to allow the group of 3 behind them, unless they trip over themselves, to get back into this race. And we could see a 5-car battle here for the win in the pre-final. This is, though, just the starting position for the final here in round 1. Deep to the inside goes Alexander to protect that line. Max Boshoff doing the same as they head through the final corner. We know that's an easy passing position or opportunity for these karts. But Alexander Prazovic is white line driving at the moment, Shan.
Yeah, the odd thing is, or the strange thing is that these two are fighting. They are both teammates for this year, by the way. They reached out to me saying that the two of them will be working as teammates in KRP this year. So I'm surprised to see gloves went off and they didn't care. They just start fighting with each other from the get-go, which is obviously great because that means the pack behind him is coming at him.
Oh, he has a switch. He has a switch for the double right. He's going to go for the cutback. Oh, he runs it wide, though. Ruan Victor was looking for the cutback. You can see his hand up straight away. And he was been saying to Alexandra, let's go forward. Let's push together. But Alexandra, I don't think he got the memo. I think that email got lost in the sent box. And Max Boshoff, we know he's a hard racer. We know he likes to fight. And he's joining the fight right now with these two. So Ruan Victor, Alexander Prazovic, they are supposed to be teammates. But clearly that memo got left in the sent box. Because right to the white line goes Alexandra. It looked like 2 moves to me, though, Shan.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. Well, I guess we'll see how that pans out. But Max Boshoff is now all over the back of him. Taperi just behind him fighting Resende. Resende is really defending like a champ right now.
What a move from Max Boshoff there. He went outside and he snuck his cart between Alexander Prazovic and Ruan Victor in that move. He saw a gap and he took it. Great move from Max Boshoff. Now, let's see if he can get that send down the inside into the final corner like he loves to do. No, it's going to be Alexander Prazovic on him instead. So Prazovic goes back to 2nd place, and we've got a 3-car battle for the lead here.
Yeah, it's absolutely epic. Boshoff, Prazovic, and Victor. This is all Cape Townian fight at the front, and then the first next driver will be, or non-Cape Townian, will be Daniel Resende from Mozambique, and then Miso Taperi, the Kart Republic Africa driver. So, wow, we are having a proper go at it. 5 laps in. It's worth mentioning that Taperi is also being coached by Alphonse Kiwi, the 2023 OKL World Champion. So good to see Taperi's pace coming up and really fighting up front as well. Ruan Victor on the other side is actually pulling away.
Yeah, it looks like the team orders have come into play. Alexander Prazovic just keeping Max Boshoff at bay there. I know it's probably not for team orders. They are fighting for 2nd place. Running a little bit wide, though, is Alexander there. That's not going to help him. Down the main straight they go. Max Boshoff close enough to make a move with that slipstream. Alexander just a little dummy to the inside to make sure Max doesn't think about a full send, and he gets a better exit as well. So Max trying hard to get past, but making errors in the meantime, and that's allowing our Mozambican entrant, Daniel Resende, and he's bringing Tapeti with him. The Tapeti chasing down Resende, who's chasing down Max Boshoff, and what we thought was going to be a 3-car battle for the lead is now becoming a 3-car battle for 3rd place. So Max Boshoff just falling off the pace there at the moment. A couple of key mistakes, or mistakes in key areas. And it's allowed Alexander Prazovic to get away from him. But it also looks like Alexander Prazovic is catching onto the back of Ruan Victor.
Yeah, it is absolutely epic. It just shows you how strong the toe is. If you are within, I think, 2 or 3 cart lengths, you're going to get sucked right into the back of a cart. Here comes Resende on Bosov, though. Wow. No?
Yeah, Resende almost sent it. So Resende sending down the inside there. Couldn't get it done, though. Too far away. Looking on the inside. Oh, Ruan Victor going defensive. Alexander Prazovic, I can't wait for those new liveries because to try and tell the difference between these two is rather difficult. Over the curbs they go. All white helmets.
Yeah.
All white helmets, boys. We need to get the helmet painted. Shan, there's got to be a plug here for a helmet painter somewhere.
We've got 2 of them. If we get the parents to send the designs, we can get it going. It's as simple as that.
Oh, mistake from Tapeti. It's the final lap, 7 of 8, and Tapeti made a mistake, so he's lost the sprint group. Shan, if I'm not mistaken, the flag will be coming out now.
I think we're going to get white flag now. Should be.
White flag now. All right. So 7 of 8 will go to 8 of 8 will be the final lap. Over the line they go. Ruan Victor having a look behind him. Trying to see the gap.
Time penalty, by the way, if I look at the timing sheets.
Alexander Prazovic does have a time penalty. He's in second on the road, but he's third on the results. So Max Boshoff gets himself onto the front row for that final. If he can hold on ahead of Daniel Resende. Daniel Resende looking down the inside. Is there going to be a send? He sends it. Yes, he made it through there side by side. There's a little bit of contact, a little bit of grass. They've turned each other around. Tapeti is going to take. So Alexander Prazovic, Ruan Victor made contact. Tapeti nearly went through all of them to take the win, but he got stuck up in that instant. Max Boshoff going for the inside of Alexander Prazovic. And that gives Daniel Resende, full send Resende will take the win here in the pre-final. Max Boshoff and Ruan Victor aren't over yet, though. They're still fighting over third place. If I'm not mistaken, over the line they go. What? Max Boshoff will take the win. On our timing screen, Max Boshoff has taken the win from Daniel Resende, Alexander Prazovic in third. Diego and Tunes from Norway takes fourth. Ruan Victor, who should have been our victor, is in fifth place. Meso Tapeti, he could have made it through there to take the win in the pre-final, but he didn't make it happen. Matthew Shuttleworth dropped down in that first corner incident. He's in seventh. Jake Stain in eighth. Liam Tekiso in ninth. And Zach Hindley rounds out the top 10 there in our pre-final for the minis. But ladies and gents, that is just the starting grid.
Yeah, that was a lot of 1 second penalties that I just showed on the screen. So, yeah, that's why everything just shuffled around. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. The only thing what matters now is where you finish in this next race. And that will be the final. That's where you score the points. I wanted to say earlier, it's probably best to, if you're not in first, third place is a really good place to start.
I was definitely thinking the same thing, and then I had a look at the starts. Alexander Prazovic, he got a decent start around the outside though. So, you know, on this circuit with that long, wide turn one, you can get away with an outside start, but you got to be brave. Yeah. And there it is, ladies and gents. Max Boshoff will start on pole for this final. Daniel Resende is in second place. Alexander Prazovic in third. Diego Antunes in fourth. Ruan Victor in fifth. Miso Tsepedi, he could have been our winner, but he's down there in fifth. Matthew Shuttleworth, sixth. Jake Stain in seventh. Liam Tekiso in ninth. Zach Hindley rounding out our top 10. We wait for the start. Max Boshoff's got his head down already. He's ready. He's ready and raring. Off we go. Lights are out. We are racing. It's a slow start for Max Boshoff. Alexander Prazovic looks like he's got a better run. They go into turn one, though. It looks like it's going to be Max Boshoff with a whole shot. A little bit of a tap, a love tap from Alexander Prazovic to get that inside line for turn one, but it's outside for turn two. And Max slows it down on the apex into turn two beautifully to make that move stick. Right now, though, into turn three we go. It's Max Boshoff from Alexander, from, it looks like, Daniel Resende. Oh, Ruan Victor, full send down the inside. He's made it stick, and that's allowed Tapeti Miso around the outside. Contact with himself and Daniel. And Ruan Victor has suddenly gone from fifth place into turn three and exit turn six in second. Max Boshoff, though, he's got 2 cart lengths, but we know how fast Ruan Victor is. Are we going to see the team orders here from Alexander and Ruan Victor? Are they going to push to get onto the back? No, they're not, because Daniel Resende is going to get up the inside of Alexander, and that's going to bring Tapeti with. Tapeti getting a little bit of a push down the inside, but Daniel just not brave enough to make it stick in one corner. So we move on now to turn two. Alexander's got this inside line for turn two. He's taken back the outside. Oh, full send from Tapeti. He licked that stamp and he sent it, and unfortunately he was lucky to go through to third, but he drops. He didn't make a stick. He moved up to fourth, and that has pushed Daniel. Ruan Victor's off. Ruan Victor's made a mistake, and he is off wide on the outside. The fastest man in qualifying. He should have won the pre-final, but a bit of contact with himself and his team had dropped him down. Daniel Resende, though, looks like he's getting forced wide by Liam Tekisu. So Liam Tekiso is there up into, I think that is 4th place. Diego and Tunes having a great race as well. He's just ahead of Liam. So Diego and Tunes there in 4th place. Great race from him. Driver from the newly formed Stretta Racing. Looking for a way down around the outside, though, of Resende. Resende's made the move stick this time, though. Into turn 2 they go. Nope. Diego and Tunes comes back at him. So Diego and Tunes hangs on to that place. But in the front, though, it's Max Boshoff with the fastest lap and a gap from Alexander Prazovic. It's
Prazovic's got a lot to do to get up onto the back of Boshoff. He's not out of it yet,
they were rather evenly matched in qualifying, but the man that has shaping at the moment is definitely Miso Tapiri. He's up into that 3rd place and he's maintaining it. He's got a decent gap between himself and 4th. Jake Stein is
the gap now.
Yeah, definitely closing the gap. It's 1.3 seconds now. So Miso Tapiri has found himself a lot of pace over the last few sessions qualifying and the first pre-final. So really settling in nicely. Another driver settling in nicely though, Liam Tekiso, in that 4th place just ahead of Diego and Tunes and holding off Daniel Resende.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's battles all over the place. We're just on board with Miso Tapiri now. Let's just see how he works this car through a very technical section. Very big bump on the inside of that right-hander there, which will compromise his exit. Don't want to be climbing onto the curbs through here as well.
Yeah, look, that double right's so important to get the run through this left-hander onto the main straight. If you don't get out of that corner, you don't get down the main straight. But here we see the toe. The gap in front was 0.9, it's now 0.7. It's still 1.3 to Miso Tapiri. So that mistake in the double right has cost him. And 3 abreast into turn 2. We're now 2 abreast again. It's still Daniel Resende trying to get past Diego and Tunes. Diego and Tunes has the inside line. He goes defensive and he holds them off for now. But just for now, as we head down into turn 3, is Daniel Resende going to send it? Yes, he is. Deep on the brakes he goes and he makes that move stick. A little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of rubbing his racing, but he runs wide into the left-hander. Diego gets the move up the inside. He's going to look for the cutback through the double right. But Resende smart enough to park it on the apex of the second double and able to hang on to that place. Into the left-hander they go. This is a good place to pass. But Daniel turns it nice and early and keeps the gap, maintains his speed, and seems to be getting away from Diego and Tunes. A lap 6 of 11. And in the front at the moment, the gap is now 0.6.
We're only halfway. There's been so much happening in the first half of this race. I'm almost out of breath, and I haven't said that much compared to Kyle. And we're still going strong. Look at these two up front. Nothing separates them now. Prazovic is a man on charge. This youngster is really coming at Boshoff now.
Yeah, he pulled in 2 car lengths there just in the pit corner on the brakes, so he's rolling the speed in deep. He's right on the back bumper of Max Boshoff. We know this is a good passing position place, but so does Max Boshoff. He goes defensive. Look for the cutback though. Here it is. Down the main straight we go. Max Boshoff goes defensive early. Are we going to see Prazovic go for the outside? Yes, he does. He's going to look for that cutback. Early off the throttle, early on the throttle, and he's got the run down to turn 2. But this is where Max Boshoff was good. His defending is up there with the best. But, he's already up the inside. Goes Prazovic. Not quite close enough. He's going to go over the curb. Not enough there. Down to the outside he goes. He's going to look for the cutback. Here we go onto the curb. Don't grab any curb there, Max. That's going to slow your exit. Keeping it nice and tidy is Max with the defensive driving. There can be a pass into the double right, but it's going to have to be a send. And Prazovic not close enough. So Max Boshoff seems to have survived another lap here in the final. 7 of 11. Miso Tapedi 1.4 behind these two. If they keep fighting, we may see Miso Tapedi come in with a chance here in the final. Max Boshoff defensive again. 8 out of the 11 we have done.
Here comes Tapedi now. That's a big defensive driving. Tapedi's back into it. Oh no! There goes Boshoff.
I turned my head for a second, and suddenly our leader is missing. I don't know if there was contact on the brakes.
I think he clipped the rear on Boshoff, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate. Max Boshoff, he was doing such a great job there to defend. A little bit of an error from Prazovic. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but unfortunately that has ended a chance at a win for Max Boshoff. It drops him down. We're waiting for the timing screen to update, but I think it dropped him down to about 6th or 7th. He's down there with Matthew Shuttleworth. So Max Boshoff taking a bit of a loss here in the final. But Miso Tapedi looking to capitalize on his misfortune. He's in second place at the moment. 9 out of 11. He's not far off Alexander, and we've seen the pace that Tapedi has had over this final. He's managed to stay in touch with these two. He got onto the back of them when they started fighting, but he's just outside of that tow range as two drivers side by side through the tunnel. Is this Ruin Victor making his return? Yes, it is. Ruin Victor making his return from that first lap incident. He's up into third place, just ahead of Liam Tekiso. We've got 2 laps left to go. Could we see a glorious drive here from Ruin Victor and get himself up, not just on the podium where he is now, but into the top 2? 2 laps left to go after they cross the line. It'll be 10 of 11, but Ruin Victor isn't done with Liam Tekiso just yet. Liam Tekiso managing to stay in there with the tow. Ruin Victor knows that. He's gone defensive. He's managed to hang on to third place for now. 2 laps left to go here in the final, Shan, and the racing isn't over yet.
100% not. I am thinking that even though Tapedi wants to beat Pricevic on the track, he is in a really good spot at the moment, because if there was contact on Bosov, surely that will then put Pricevic in a possible penalty position, which then really does give Tapedi a really, really good shot at winning this race today, which will be really, really good and a great comeback, because he's had a lot of bad luck last year in his season. So it would be cool to see him already just in the podium spots. Fantastic.
Oh, this fight between Ruin Victor and Liam Tekiso is hotting up. Ruin Victor having to be defensive. He's going to have to be defensive.
No, same story.
There's that contact again. That movement across the track going to defend, and unfortunately it just catches the arc of that nose cone, and Ruin Victor sent spinning around there. And unfortunately, what a charge to get himself up onto the podium, and now he's right back at the back of the grid again. So after all that work and fastest lap, Ruin Victor drops down the order. That all but gives third place to Liam Tekiso, obviously after Stewart's review after this event. But the man of the moment at the moment, Alexander Prazovic, is leading this final. It is the final lap. He's got one more corner to navigate. It's a flat-out left-hand sweep onto the main straight, and across the line we go. Our first victor. Oh, it goes Liam Miso Tapedi. You were just talking about bad luck, Shan.
No.
And there it is. Liam Tekiso on his lid over the line. And as I'm about to call the results, Alexander Prasovic takes the win, but ahead of Daniel Resende. Liam Tekiso still shows as third. Diego Antunes in fourth. Max Boshoff somehow.
It's Tapedi that flipped it, by the way.
Oh, was it Tapedi? Sorry, it was Tapedi. It's not Liam Tekiso. It's Tapedi. A DNF. Liam Tekiso takes third place ahead of Diego Antunes. Max Boshoff.
Daniel Resende in second place.
Full sends himself to second.
That after having a nightmare of a year last year with his pedals, I think his dad pinged me a message, said he thinks he fixed it right before the race today. And look at that. You get your pedals sorted, your kid gets a podium. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well done, gents. That was a fantastic race. Of course, there's going to be incident reviews, which doesn't make a great day for the admins, or the stewards rather, because we don't want to be handing out penalties, but it was epic racing, and unfortunately with that close racing, normally incidents will happen. But yeah, Kyle, that was epic though.
What a race, man. Like, I was honestly calling the result, and on his head goes Miso Tapedi. You were just talking about his bad luck and a little bit too much curb, and that brought an end to his final from second place. But the racing was busy throughout. Yeah, absolutely really great.
Great.
I actually can't wait for the seniors now. I cannot for the juniors. Yeah. I can't wait for it now. I'm just excited.
Hopefully, most of the seniors rock up. We are looking at about a 16 kart grid. If all of them rock up, there should be 19, but I always expect a couple to not make it. So even if we get 14 to 16, that would be a great turnaround. You know, a couple days ago, I didn't think we're going to make 12 karts. So let's see. We're really, really exciting. That was an epic juniors race. Now we're going to go to the seniors. And then, Kyle, you and me will jump off directly after the seniors, get into our rigs, and we'll do the Masters event where we will hand over to Ruben Mamalok, our UK guy, one of our admins who's going to be nice enough to do the casting for us so that me and you can actually have some fun. Well, hopefully.
Well, look, I thought ahead. I thought ahead and sat in my rig to do the commentary. So I'm currently sitting in my rig doing the commentary because I'm lazy to get up and get back in. And also, depending on my qualifying performance, I might have internet issues. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
But guys, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. That was our juniors. We're going to take about an hour and 15 minutes break. We'll be back at 8 o'clock South African time to get into the seniors division. That's going to be epic. There's a bunch of new juniors that's moved up into the senior category. So watch out for those guys. Watch out for all those returning drivers. That's going to be an epic race. We'll see you guys in an hour and 15 minutes for our seniors category. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.